I got to tell you, Lynn, it's certainly exciting to be here at the Energy NL 2023 Trade Show Conference. Tell me what you're excited about.
Well, first of all, I'm excited that there are 600 people registered for this conference.
Yeah.
So many people to talk to, so many opportunities, and of course, EverWind here to talk about green hydrogen.
Now, Lynn, we got the choice right now. We can go see the Growlers play over at the Mary Brown Center, or we can go in and watch the setup. Let's
go check out the
setup.
setup.
Let's go check it out. Okay. After you.
Thank you.
Welcome. So we're walking in the front door. 600 people, you say, eh?
Yeah, so that's what they tell us. So Energy NL, of course, is the host of this conference. So there'll be people here from all different aspects of the industry, oil and gas, and others. But of course, our priority at EverWind is green hydrogen, which of course is the fuel of the future.
100%. And so, Lynn, EverWind, you're bringing a conversation to the floor. You're setting up a podcast booth, actually inside your booth, thought leaders in this space. Tell me, what are some of the kind of themes you hope to cover here?
Well, of course, as a new company and in this transition industry, we want to talk about everything.
Right.
So, in terms of suppliers, especially local, who's out there and who's interested in working with us. Of course, we want to understand, what the long-term education and training opportunities are going to be in our industry. And we know there's going to be speakers here in the next few days to talk about even some of those sorts of things.
It seems to me like it's a space with plenty of opportunity. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. And of course, there is that incredible lineup of guest speakers, but so many members and others, who are going to be here on the conference floor.
Now, a lot of this stuff doesn't happen, Lynn, without government, academia, industry, and communities all being engaged. Tell me about that and the importance of that for EverWind.
Well, for us, of course, community engagement is where it starts. And EverWind has, met with well over, 30 communities on the Burin Peninsula, as well as other organizations and groups. It's so important for us that, the community understands the project that we're proposing and is welcoming to it, because, of course, they're going to be integral in our success.
Yeah, 100%, right? This can't be done alone. You need the whole Burin Peninsula involved in this thing.
This is a big project, and we don't want, to underestimate that in any way. And so it's really important for our community, for the communities on the peninsula to really understand that. And so I love that this opportunity with Gale Force Winds allows us to post Facebook content and other things that we can bring directly to people on the Burin Peninsula who can't be here this week.
Diversity, inclusion, all important stuff to talk about here.
Well, Newfoundland and Labrador has such, a good history, well established, through its experiences with oil and gas in terms of diversity and inclusion. And so, of course, we want to make sure that we're understanding how to best engage and ensure that everyone gets to participate in this exciting new economy.
Yeah, it sounds like you got some, let's take a little walk around inside here. It sounds like you've got some great themes that you want to cover over the next few days here. And as again, I go back to the point, it takes real vision for one company to step up and say, we're going to drive this conversation. Hydrogen's an important thing. Let's talk about that for a second. Where do you see this whole hydrogen thing going for Newfoundland and globally in general?
Well, I think for Newfoundland and Labrador, there's no doubt that we have an extraordinary wind resource here.
Right.
But, we also had a moratorium on wind for the last 10 years. So, it's going to take some time for people to understand exactly the scale and scope. But you know what? People are catching up super fast. Yeah. And there's huge opportunities for us here.
Well, so exactly, and that's what I wanted to go back to, is that opportunity piece, right? When you talk about the scale of projects that we're talking about here, there's years and years of work here.
Well, and this is it. It's not like a mining project or a, build and it's over project. Green hydrogen projects are going to continue on. The life of those projects will be 30, 40 years or more as technology advances. So, it's not boom and bust. This is build it and sustainable opportunities for rural communities. Imagine you can go have a job and work with that company for the rest of your career
Yeah.
in rural Newfoundland and Labrador, and that's exciting.
And these are the kind of opportunities that you can raise families off of, right?
Well, that's is exactly it. And you know, there are people who are in other parts of the country or other places in the world who are looking to come home.
Right.
And what an opportunity to be able to finish your career in a green hydrogen project.
Isn't it? Is that ever true?
And the skills are transferable.
Well, 100%.
Like, I think this is some of the things people have said, well, but I'm going to need all this new training. And that's not necessarily the case. I think, you know, as we build, there will be opportunities for upskilling, micro credentials. But you know what, chances are, if you've worked in an industrial project somewhere else in Canada, most of your skills are going to be transferable to green hydrogen projects right here.
What are you most excited about for the conference?
Oh goodness, I'm just always excited to network with people, to see who's working where and who's doing what. I think especially for the last 4 to 5 years, we haven't really had a lot of those opportunities. And now that the face masks are off, it's going to be exciting to see people I've known for a long time and meet new people as well.
Well, that's what thought leadership looks like. That's what starting a conversation looks like right here at the Energy NL conference. I can't wait to get into these conversations.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much for kicking it off.
Oh, I'm so excited that Gale Force Winds is here with us this week.